Now, before the video, let's do a premium code giveaway for two 7-day premium codes. And yeah, to win this giveaway, all you have to do is like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. We'll pick a random comment. Now, let's see who wins the codes. What tier are you running? This is tier 5. So you get one code, and the next one is header. So just contact me on Discord, and I will do some verifications, give you the code. I guess let's move to the video. Hello everyone, in today's video we'll be going over how to solo group dungeons in 2024, the latest patch. So in the latest patch, they added a mechanic of health regeneration on every mob in the group dungeons, and they even added it to the bosses, which makes some builds really hard to play. Now I'm going to cover what builds you should be playing and what kind of tips you can use to make it easier for you on fighting those bosses. Now, just straight off the gate, some bosses will be absolutely impossible to kill unless you are in gear like this, or you're very good at the game. But there are some bosses that will not be killable solo anymore, but most of them are still the same. It's just a minor annoyance. It makes your clear times a little slower, but you can still do it. So let me quickly go over all of the choices you have for the builds. We have the Shadow Collar, Battle Axe, and Druidic Staff for the weapons. Now, I think Druid Staff will no longer be a viable option for clearing mobs, just because how slow the damage on Druidic Staff is. So just let me give you a quick demonstration on that. So when you use the Q spell on Druidic Staff, you do damage, but it's not the highest amount of damage. So quickly look at that. So 60 damage per tick is not a lot. I am pretty sure they heal for a lot more than 60 damage per tick. So Druid Staff might not be viable anymore altogether, at least for the mobs. Maybe for the bosses, you can slowly push them down with the Druidic Staff, but the mobs, there'll be too many of them. I don't think you can be you'll be able to handle the mobs with the Druidic Staff. So this one's gone. Next, the Battle Axe. Battle Axe also faces the same problem as Druidic Staff, but I think it will still be viable to kill the mobs, at least. Mobs and bosses, it should still be good. I don't see any reason for this to be completely terrible, because this weapon does 60 damage just with the autos, and the Q spell does a decent amount of damage, plus the E spell is very hard hitting, so Battle Axe should be good. Now Shadow Collar is obviously still the best. It does so much damage. The Q spell is the hardest hitting Q spell in the entire game. The Cursed Beam W again just melts through their health bars, even including their stupid health regen mechanic in the recent patches. So if you're playing Shadow Color, the only difference you'll notice is that you'll clear the dungeon a little slower than what you did before, and some bosses will be impossible to kill, and these bosses are the ones that spam auto attacks all the time. The whip guy in the heretic dungeons, and who else, Arthos, as always, impossible. The earth rodder would be a nightmare now. So they just made the really annoying bosses even more annoying, and the normal bosses should still be killable. So let's go with the armor pieces. Hellion jacket is kind of a joke now. Even without the health regen, it was not healing enough. So I don't recommend using Hellion. But if you are newer to this content, specifically not new to the game, if you're new to the game, don't even think about it. Only new to this content, you can still try using Hellion jacket, because it's the safe option. It can carry you pretty well. And the mercenary jacket is good swap for bosses because they'll last a lot longer, so you might not be able to kill them with stalker. So for bosses, you might have to bring a mercenary jacket along in the recent patch. The offhand Muisak's still pretty good. This does not change anything, so offhands, all the old classics are good. Astrolages can be good for battle axe, but for any other weapon I don't think you need the astrolages, because it does make your spells cost a lot more energy. Muisak does too, but Muisak has a lot more benefits. The helmets. Call of Purity is still great for interrupting spell casting on mobs, especially the keeper mobs that buff all of the other mobs in the room. The Earth Rotters. Spectre Hood, great for Hellion Jacket and Mercenary Jacket. Scholar Call is a option you can consider when you're using Muisak and you're running out of energy because of that, or the Astrolages. You can use this instead of Limhurst Cape. Instead of the Limhurst Cape, you can use Scholar Call and use the Cape slot for Avalon or Thetford. So yeah, don't use both of these at the same time, it's kind of overkill. Next, we have the capes. Avalon cape is the best one, but if you're struggling too much with energy, go with Limhurst, and Thetford is just some straight up damage. It's an inferior version of Avalon cape, but I think it's also a lot cheaper. This is 13 and this is not available. Okay, this should be cheaper. So this is the budget Avalon cape. Next, the boots. Cultist boots are the best ones right now, especially because they're regening health, and Cultist has a debuff on health received, I mean healing received. So Cultist is top tier. You can try to use Guardian, but I don't recommend it. It's not needed, and it nerfs your healing by 50% when you're in the giant form. So you can try it if you like, but I don't think you should do this. And we don't have a third option for the shoes, so I just put my bag there. Now let's go over the consumables. You need roast pork on every one of these builds without exception. Everything uses roast pork. If you find dungeons really hard, use 0.1 roast pork. That might make it a little easier, but don't go any higher than that. That's pointless. Next, the calming potion is really important, especially since we are running high tier equipment with high repair bills. Just chug one of these potions and it will completely drop mob aggro and give you a small shield so you don't get bled out or poisoned. So yeah, that's basically it for the builds. I still think this is the best build. Now I will show you guys a small compilation of me fighting dungeon bosses with really low tier gear, not on this gear but 6.3, 8.3 stuff. So yeah, there you have it. Right, let's see if double bosses are possible with the stupid health reach buff. And it's like one of the bad combos of bosses too. These guys are so annoying. Dodge that at any cost. The stun, you don't want to stand in that. Right, seems hard. That's so stupid that it's an auto attack that hits you regardless of your dodging. And they just walk out of it. Oh, that's annoying. See, without their regen, I think they would be dead by now. Oh, this guy died, so... Okay, that was so close. That's the closest I've ever had a fight be. But still, yeah, I got them in one try, but this is not the best equipment, I should say. If you're in 8.3, this should still be a breeze. So this is 6.3. So with 8.3, you should be fine. I'm at 1600 IP. I'm able to kill this guy, who's usually pretty annoying, with the, without the health buff, but even with that, it was easy. I got him one try. So I don't think it'll be a huge issue, but still it was unnecessary to add health regen, I guess. Well, these guys were kind of a joke. This is a easy fight as always. They're regening, but it's not even consequential here. They just die easily. I mean, look at this. They just cling to life at last 2 points of HP, I guess. Okay, so this boss is really strong. One of only 2 or 3 bosses that cannot be killed with this build particularly. So I'm going to A out, get my mercenary jacket and spectre hood, see if this boss is still killable after the health regen stuff. So the dungeons around here, I should just remember that, and yeah, we'll see. Alright, I'm back in dungeon. I got some swaps, and yeah, we'll see which build works. I think this should work, but if it doesn't, I have a little bit tankier build, so let's go. This guy hits like a truck. I don't know why he should receive healing on top of it. I don't think they thought this through, to be honest. Like, this should be a thing for certain bosses. Like, some of them I agree, but all of them? Come on, it's not balanced. I'm waiting for the next AoE. Yeah, there we go. Oh, this is hand. He's 50% down and I'm down everything. I'm down energy, that's a surprise. Okay. That's not going to work, clearly. What to do? Let's swap this out. Let's do that. And let's do that. Yeah, let's go full tank. If this still doesn't work, you can go with Druidic Staff and that should work. I don't have it on this server, so unfortunately I can't show you guys that, but that will absolutely clap them, even with their stupid health regen. Right, let's try the tanky build. Open with Guardian Boots, so you take less damage from the auto attacks, and also it will make it come back up off cooldown faster because it's gone on cooldown at the start. And heal. Should always prioritize dodging the attack more than getting your own attacks in. That will make sure you survive most of it. When he's doing his AoEs, it's a great time to heal because he can't interrupt your heals or do any AoEs on your face. Just walk through. I don't think this boss is possible. Not at least with my build. Maybe the dagger can, but Shadowcaller cannot kill this. At least with this items. If I have full 8.4 maybe, but not with this. It's not happening. So yeah, let's just leave that. That's a purple chest skipped. Alright guys, that's all I have for today. Consider becoming a member if you want to support the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.